Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a yoga. I'm an empath. I like to do these little daily talks just to share on, how I feel about things. What happens is if I feel a kind of way and you come across, or I come across your radar, that means there's something sparking you and a spark in me. Like attracts like. But sometimes the like feels different than like. Because it's a vibration, love and hate, it's a vibration. The only difference between love and hate is, I don't know, a smile on your face and a grimace maybe. But I remember I used to tell someone that that it's the same vibration. It feels the same. It's just the heart space in which it comes from. People do weird stuff out of love, they do it all the time. I don't think the ones that harm their spouses and their children, I don't think that it is the hate that they have for the person, it's the hate that they have for themselves. We harm ourselves. Yeah, it's weird. We're such obvious creatures, but we pretend like we're so complicated and deep and all this stuff, and then once you get deep and start talking about deep stuff, people are like, no, I don't want to talk about like that. I don't want to talk about that. That's uncomfortable. Well, the more you talk about it, the more it makes you're putting your comfort level on it. You're making it uncomfortable. I don't know. I've had a lot of weird stuff. I've had to, a lot of my life path is kind of, it's deflated my ego in a kind of way, But I will stick up for myself. But my ego is just like, because I've had to, I don't know, you worry less about things when you have to do things. I used to have bladder problems and kidney problems when I was young. And, because I'd hold it. I didn't hate public restrooms because people would always question me. Why are you in here, little boy? I was never a little boy, and I didn't even look like a little boy, so it's just their ignorance. They just wanted, people just don't pay attention, and they just say things, and they know how it impacts other people. They just act like it doesn't, and they live in a shroud of, oh, I didn't know it was going to hurt your feelings. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you did. That's exactly why you said it. And now people are being made to live direct and forthright in a manner of which they never have, and it's not comfortable for a lot of people that have, always liked to zig when you thought people would zag, and always liked to, I'm a really honest person and I'm true and forthright, and then come to find out they're less than that, But, like this, we're all thinking it. It's like in the spirit of the same frequency, the same line of thinking. I believe in big latitude and longitude, and I think a lot of alignment has to do with where you are geographically on the map. How you like attracts like, and it's like, here I live in Oregon, and I really thought that my life here would be entirely different, and I'm still making my way to having a decent life in the interim until I get closer to family in Sacramento. But my point is, it's like all these ivory towers, they're just falling down, literally. Not so much ivory, but like with the, for freaking, what was it, 600 million people millionaires around the world came in and donated like $600 million to restore the chapel, and it's like, that would freaking buy everybody a home right there. I mean, if people are really, if you're gonna freaking get together and fix a building that has been burnt down before, and that was, it has its history and its line and through wars, and stuff that man made, think about all the homeless people. Think about all the empty houses that nobody lives in while people are living on the streets. It just doesn't make sense, and there's too many kids growing up going, that ain't right, and they're bugging their parents, that ain't right, that's not nice, and I've said it before, and it bears repeating, that it's these kids that are gonna have to fix things, because it's the freaking grown-ups that broke it, You know, they're going to have to be the voice of reason. You guys can't stop. You guys can't be relentless. You guys can't let up. You know, it's the kids that are going to make people listen to stop killing the earth, because we're on it and you're killing us too. You know, I was listening to a talk this morning about a man, by a man, Tennant is his last name, Jerry Tennant, I believe that is his name, and he's talking about, because I believe everything is electricity and energy, and we can heal ourselves with just balancing our diet. You know, a lot of people can. People feel so bad, and I do it too. I eat my feelings. I eat my feelings when I'm feeling low vibrational, and I think that is absolutely okay, because hey, it's worse than freaking drinking for me. I'd rather put up on a couple pounds from buying a banana cream pie, you know, and eating that over the course of 6 days, 5 days. I just like to take little bites at a time, but, you know, I'd rather put on weight and then physically work that off later, you know, because there's some conditions, I am lazy. I don't want to go out and run around. It's rainy and it's wet and it's not warm in my room, so we just avoid that. But there's all the ivory towers coming down, and it's like it's coming down, and within us, we're all absolving things, the wreckages from our past. Where all these past, I've healed mine. I've come to terms with mine. There are very few things that trigger me, except for freaking jerks in the street. But I'm learning to just ignore. I just ignore. It's the whole turn the other cheek. Like when a car goes racing by, I started this thing. I'm trying not to get mad. Car goes racing by. You know, and I see it out of the corner of my eye, just come in the house. Just don't watch it, you know? I'm not going to change anybody's mind to try and get it to slow it down. I'm not that powerful. I'm not that strong. You know, there are consequences. You know, if one of the neighbors, and that's why. It's because there's all these animals that live in the neighborhood, and there's kids that play, and, you know, they're not my kids and animals to take care of. It's only, you know, and that's what's kind of happening right now. All chilling out, but you know, I saw an article yesterday. I've always known, I mean, kids are so important, and people, what adults do to control them, just because they're smaller people, because they're not smart. Kids are freaking brilliant, man. They have the same brain that adults do, you know, and a lot of times they don't have the filter, and adults don't like that. Adults have always hated my filter, or lack thereof, you know, because I say it how it is, and I read people by energy, and you know that, like, I was happy to see last night that there's a lawsuit, a federal lawsuit coming up against the state in which I live, which is Oregon, because I don't know if I could find it, but the young girl who grew up in the foster system has come forward and has, you know, collected data from her peers, you know, people that she's been around, and of all them on nasty stuff, you know. And that's the thing that is so weird, is like, all of the states have all this money. They have all this money, but they keep telling us, oh, we don't have money for this, and we don't have money for that, and we don't have money for this. But they have all the money that they can help all the people that they want. They just keep serving themselves. And now the consequences to their actions are coming back around. Yeah. You know, and people are going to start coming forward and be like, yeah, I had this experience and I had that experience, and they're putting kids, you know, in freaking jail cells, and there was one account of a young girl who was shipped off to Montana. They are not even housing the state says we're taking care of this many kids, so give us money to take care of them, you know. And they probably say it costs like $80,000 a year to take care of these kids. The kids never see the benefit of that, you know, because the prison systems say that for every inmate, it costs $70,000 for a person to live in a cage, you know. So it's the bureau. They make up these numbers for these costs, but then they don't give the people what they say people are worth. It's weird. except for themselves, and then they give double. But this one is like that she was sent to Montana, where they gave her injections of Benadryl to keep her sedated because she had behavioral problems. All this stuff, you know. That's why the thing we need. I'm sick of the secrets. We need transparency. Transparency. We have the right. If we should be able to go into any freaking government place we want and say, "Show me your record of how you're doing things right." Yeah, right. We should. Right. But no, there's a group of people that like to control things, and well, there's less of them and more people that want justice in the world. So we'll see how it plays out. We're a couple days away from the Libra full moon, the second Libra full moon, and the 29 degrees at the end. So this is the end cap to the Libra full moon last month, which was at the beginning degrees. So if you study astrology, that is significant. It's poignant. Things are. I hope whatever happens in your close proximity today is you find joy in it. If it does, something comes up that's scary to you, I hope that you still find a way to find some joy in your day. I hope you have a rad day. Peace. What's up, Benny? It's your piano?